On June 26th, which is a Friday, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia, performing my live play called A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge on the Dark Skinned Activist Tour that I actually created in 2006. And the tour continues. I will be performing A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. I will also be doing a Darkism talk. And I will also, as a part of that Darkism talk, I will be getting into more detail. And you will get a concrete understanding as to why dark-skinned women should not swirl. But on June 26th, I want you to save the date. And I made this show accessible to a worldwide audience because you can watch through pay-per-view live stream by going to my website, darkskinactivist.com. And this is the website. You click the buy now button and you can purchase the pay-per-view online live stream version of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. And you can watch from anywhere in the world from the comfort of your own home A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge, the live play, and the Darkism talk that's going to take place immediately after. Now, if you are in Atlanta area, you can click the buy now button and purchase the tickets for the Atlanta live show. So let's just go over this real quick. For people that want to watch this through pay-per-view live stream, you click that buy now button for the pay-per-view live stream, and it will take you to the ticketing page to purchase the online worldwide pay-per-view version of A Dark Skinned Woman's Revenge. And you can scroll down and read a description of what the play is all about. Let's go back to the website. Now, if you go to, and my website is darkskinactivist.com. If you scroll down, you can purchase the Atlanta version where you can come out in person to the White Label, which is the venue where I'm going to be at. It's called the White Label. It's located at 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Unit M in Atlanta, Georgia. And you can come out live and you can watch this show. Groundbreaking show. This has never been done before. Very unique. And before I get into the meat of this, and I'm just going to sort of leave this ticketing information up here so that you guys can see where you can go ahead and get your tickets at to this live show, this groundbreaking event. It's very important that I get into the meat of this, so that you guys understand why I'm making this live, why I'm coming from where I am coming from. So listen very carefully. This might be a long one. I'm going into some detail here today. It's very important. Now, as you can clearly see, I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. And growing up as a dark-skinned Black woman, I was treated differently because I was dark-skinned and nappy-haired. That's where the root of dark-skinned activism comes out of. Treated differently by my family and by society. And when I was growing up, I was looking for someone to do what I do now, the dark-skinned activism that I do now. And it didn't exist. There was nobody talking about dark skin. I have a song called You Ain't Been Talking About Dark Skin that I wrote. And I know people laugh and they think that's funny, but it's the truth. Because nobody was talking about dark skin or colorism. And I was looking for a person. I searched this person out. I started in my family. I would go talk to members of my family about this as I got older and began to understand my situation. But they didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. They just called me jealous and hateful, and they said all these negative things about me, but I ignored it and I kept going. And in 1998, I got a chance to speak at St. Petersburg College, where I was an undergraduate student during Harambe, African American History Month. And it was sort of a contest because other speakers were there and there was a $200 and some prize. And I ended up winning that contest. And at that time, I gave birth to what we now know as dark skin activism, which is contrary to what you hear anywhere else. I'm giving you the history of how this entire colorism, darkism, and dark skin conversation got started. And it started with Rashida Strober, the dark skin activist, in 1998. And I gave birth to dark skin activism because it was years of my pain, my hurt, my suffering that I experienced as a dark-skinned female, being dark-skinned and nappy-headed, that nobody gave a damn about. And all that came to fruition in 1998 at St. Petersburg College on the campus. And I spoke about people like Alec Weck. I spoke about people like Lauryn Hill, because Lauryn Hill was big at the time, and the dark-skin discrimination that dark-skinned females faced. And I want you to understand that nobody, I don't care who's talking about colorism and darkism in any facet, you weren't saying one word about this at the time, because if you were, Rashida Strober would have known about you, because I was looking for that person. The internet, in its capacity that it exists now with YouTube, did not exist. The only other person I will ever give credit to is Cola Booth. That's it. Her and myself were the only two people before the existence of YouTube that really cared about dark skin. The rest of these people are doing nothing but capitalizing off of the hurt of dark-skinned women. They're playing on your emotions. But I'm here to tell you, as the originator, I created dark-skin activism before there was social media, before there was any of this stuff, from my heart and my soul and my pain. That is a fact. So in 1998, I gave birth to dark-skin activism, the first colorism, darkism, dark-skin platform for dark-skinned women. It is the first in history. And from 98 all the way up into 2009, I was working in the community as a community activist, helping Black people of all skin tones, helping dark-skinned women, helping dark-skinned people for free. There was no charging. I didn't ask nobody for no money. I was in my community helping with everything from police brutality to issues going on with kids in school, to helping dark-skinned homeless people, to anything that you can imagine in the Black community. I was on the ground level in the Uhuru movement working for Black people. And I'm the only Black woman on YouTube that has this credibility. Let's be clear. These are facts. Nobody else can say this. If they're listening to me, which they're always listening to me behind the scenes and copying, but you don't have this credibility. This is real. This is my real life. The story of the dark-skinned activist. From 1998 to 2009, I was working in my community and developing dark-skinned activism. I was also a graduate student at the University of South Florida, developing the science of dark-skinned activism and what later I would define as darkism. I coined the word darkism to mean the discrimination of dark-skinned people. Never been done before. Groundbreaking stuff. Okay. 2006, I developed the Dark Skin Activist Tour. Never been done before. Nobody's ever done anything around dark skin. They didn't care. I'm the first person to do this. I developed a brand around only dark skin through my books, my plays, and my darkism talks. Never been done before by anyone. No one cared. I gave a damn. In 2009, I brought the first colorism channel to YouTube. Again, no one's done what I've done before. Nobody. They didn't care. I continued to do this work. And in 2014, Tommy Sotomayor contacted me and asked me to come on his show. Again, nobody was talking about dark skin or colorism. I took the hits for dark skin. I took the bashing and the abuse after appearing on Tommy Sotomayor's show. 2015 rolls around. Still doing the work of dark skin activism, still doing my plays, my darkism talks that I had been doing since 2006. Listen to those dates, 2006. I'm saying these dates, these years, because I originated this. It's a fact. 2015 rolls around. I make a post about Kendrick Lamar, and I speak about darkism and colorism, and Black YouTube, Black internet goes crazy. That post went viral to millions of Black people around the world. And every last one of these women you hear talking about colorism and dark skin, don't think for one moment that they didn't know who I was. They did. And the irony is, I didn't even know who these people were. But all of them, all the so-called big YouTubers that are now talking about dark skin in any capacity or colorism in any capacity, they all was watching me. And they still do to this day. Every last one of you, you watch me. I didn't know who they were. Okay? But they know who I was. And they still watching to this day. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. I was made Donkey of the Day in 2015 for talking about colorism and darkism as it relates to Black men and relationships. That controversy was what blew the colorism conversation up. It went viral to millions, not thousands, but millions. And the Black women on YouTube, as a result, they began to know who I was. Some of them kept quiet and they don't say nothing to this day. But some of them have told me that y'all know who I am. Y'all know what it was. They began flocking to my channel quietly, studying me and implementing and plagiarizing the work and philosophy and opinions of the dark-skinned activists. All facts. I built this platform, the first platform in history, the first platform to deal with colorism eradication and darkism eradication in history. It is the first of its kind. And because of that viral post in 2015, Black women on YouTube, they heard of me, they flocked to me, and they were inspired. Some plagiarized my work. Facts. You can deny it all day, but it's the truth. And they knew of me before I knew of them, all of them. Let me repeat. They knew of me before I knew of them. So right now, what you're dealing with is the originator. We're going to get that cleared up from the outset. From the outset, we're going to clear this up. Now that I've laid that down, over the years, many Black women have came to me and they said, Rashida, why don't you swirl? After the Kendrick Lamar debacle back in 2015, 2014, even before that, many Black women were saying to me, why don't you swirl? You talk about all the stuff that Black men are doing to you as a dark-skinned Black woman, Rashida Strober. Why don't you swirl? If I had $1 for every time I was asked that question by Black women, I'd be rich. And I want to say about a month and a half ago, I got an inbox from a young lady on my Facebook page. And she asked the question again, the question that I've heard so many times. She said, you complain about, I'm paraphrasing what she said, but what she was basically saying is you're complaining about these Black men. They don't like you because you're dark skinned. Rashida, why don't you expand your horizons? I even about 6 or 7 years ago had a dark-skinned young lady that had been following me. She came to me and she said, Rashida, I want to get your opinion on this. I love what you're doing for, dark-skinned women, but I like this white man. And what do you think about that? And I told her the truth. I said, I respect what you're doing, but at the same time, I'm here, I'm fighting for Black love. I'm never going to co-sign and sanction swirling. So after years of Black women coming to me, you need to understand what I am saying. because a lot of these swirlers are trying to come at me and attack me as if I'm the one that is starting this. But what y'all must understand is for years, I actually ignored these people and their questions. I just kept on doing the work of dark skin activism with the main goal of bringing the Black man back to the dark skin Black woman in balance. And I ignored those questions of why won't you swirl? For years, I've been asked this. And why wouldn't they ask me this? I'm the dark skin activist. It makes sense. But I chose at that time to continue to focus on the mission of bringing the Black man back to the dark skinned Black woman in balanced numbers. So I ignored it. So about a month ago, like I said, this young lady came into my inbox on Facebook telling me, look, you need to just swirl. And I decided to come onto my YouTube channel and address it finally. And I made a video entitled Swirling is Darkism. And I explained in that video why Rashida Strober, the dark skin activist, does not see swirling as a solution to darkism. Rashida Strober, the dark skin activist, sees swirling as the problem. So we're going to get this clear. We're going to, first of all, I stated that I created the first platform in history for dark skin and colorism. And I brought it to YouTube. And all these Black women talking about it, you are copying me. You are plagiarizing me. You didn't originate anything. And I'm talking to every last one of you. You didn't. You flocked to my channel and you copied me, number one. Number two, Black women swirlers have been coming to me for years trying to convince me to swirl. And I've told them no, and I left them alone. Number three, I finally decided to make a video a month and a half ago explaining why I won't swirl. Okay? And number four, let's get to why I'm making this video today. After I made that video about swirling, an individual came to my channel. She had to. I don't know how she came to my channel. I don't know how. This is YouTube. Anybody can watch anything. It's public. I ain't mad about it. I'm just giving y'all the history of why I'm talking about this swirling thing now. She came to my YouTube, saw the video, didn't like it, made a video about me. That's exactly what happened. And now as a result, I have these swirlers that call themselves coming for me. You can't come for me. You can't, because I'm going to demolish your argument based on pure logic. Okay? And that's why that's how we get to the point of where Rashida Strober, the dark-skinned activist, is finally addressing Black women who have continuously came at me and asked me, why don't you swirl? That's how we get into this point. Let us understand this very, very clearly. Let that sink in very clearly. Now, while we're letting that sink in, I want to let everybody know that I, the dark-skinned activist, the creator of this entire lane, groundbreaking, wasn't done before. Colorism was not done before in the way that I've done it. There was no platform for it. Come out and meet the dark-skinned activist, the originator, in person on the Dark-Skinned Activist Tour. I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. And just to give you guys a history, Atlanta, Georgia has been one of the places over the years that I've done the Dark-Skinned Activist Tour at many times. Starting in 2012, I was in Atlanta, Georgia at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. In fact, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge was one of the first plays selected to be on the Atlanta Black Theater Festival in 2012. So this is not my first go round. Then I brought it back in 2013. Then I brought it back in 2015. Then I brought it back in 2018. So Atlanta has been one of my stomping grounds for the Dark Skin Activist Tour. It's nothing new. I've been the Dark Skin Activist. I've been doing these live Dark Skin Activist tours and Darkism talks. This is what I do. This is the lane that I created from scratch that no one was doing before me. So let's be clear. So what I've done is I've allowed a worldwide audience to access a dark-skinned woman's revenge through pay-per-view online live stream. So if you are not in Atlanta, what you will do is you will click that buy now button, and it'll take you to the ticketing page to purchase your virtual tickets from anywhere in the world you can watch. If you are in Atlanta, let's go back to my website, which is darkskinactivist.com. You scroll down and you will click the buy now button, and it'll take you to the ticketing page to purchase tickets for people that are in Atlanta. Now, where will I be in Atlanta? I'm going to be at the White Label, which is located at 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Unit M in Atlanta, Georgia. Come out and watch this groundbreaking performance of a dark-skinned woman's revenge. And there will be a Darkism talk afterwards. Now, a dark-skinned woman's revenge, there is a synopsis on the event page that you can read through. I suggest you go through there and read through this. It's a wonderful play with wonderful reviews. People like the Weekly Challenger, they gave me great reviews right here on the page. They called it dynamic, heart-wrenching, breathtaking. Those are a few words to describe St. Petersburg native Rashida Strober's performance in her one-woman play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. That's a review from the Weekly Challenger. Trivia Phoenix says, love this so much, brought tears to my eyes. You are so beautiful and strong. You are an inspiration to many. Thank you, Trivia, for that. L. Fuller, out in Harlem. Shout out to Harlem and Brooklyn, where I took the show to in 2017. She says, you are an inspiration. Your talents and dedication are endless. Thank you. So, there's reviews there. There's information about me right on the ticketing page, and I strongly suggest you go and read it. Okay. Now, for those of you that want to support this work financially, I'm in the stage of always raising funds. What you can do, give me a second, is you can go to, give me a second here, you can go to my GoFundMe. You can go to my Cash App, or you can go to my PayPal, and you can make a financial contribution to help me keep the work of dark skin activism going. So this is my GoFundMe, and I do have levels to your donations. So anyone that donates $100 or more will receive acknowledgement at the show, plus a free ticket of your choosing, whether it be online, pay-per-view, live stream, or the in-person ticket. If you donate $500 or more, you'll be able to meet with me personally in the VIP after the show and receive the rewards of the silver donor level as well. If you donate $1,000 or more, you will get signed copies of all 3 of my books and a personal meeting with me that's separate from the VIP, in addition to all the levels above the platinum donor level. If you donate $10,000 or more, you will get a personal show in a city of your choosing for your family and your friends. And at this level, the donor will book the venue. Okay. Now, mind you, I want you guys to keep in mind that the dark skin activist, I have written more books on dark skin than any person in the world. The worldwide authority on dark skin. So you will get those books, and I want you to read those books and enjoy those books. I also teach a course called Understanding Darkism as well. So by reading these books, it will give you a crash course in understanding darkism. So you make sure you go and contribute financially. Now, I see you guys at the show, darkskinactivist.com. That is my website where you get the tickets. Let me go to the chat here because I just saw a comment that speaks to the heart of what I'm getting at. Gale University said, swirling is an act of genetic warfare. And you are absolutely right. You are 1000% correct. Swirling is genocide. Okay. This is the reason why I am telling dark-skinned women not to swirl. Dark-skinned women, when you swirl, just take a moment to think about what you are doing. And I know that some of you have experienced a lot of pain for being dark-skinned. I know firsthand that's why I'm the dark-skinned activist. Don't you think for one minute that I don't understand the pain and suffering of the dark-skinned woman and the dark-skinned man. I understand. I get it. The dark-skinned activist movement comes out of the pain of darkism. But I promise you, if you think that swirling as a solution to darkism is the answer, you're going to cause more pain and suffering than you could have ever bargained for. Because while you think it's a temporary fix because you as an individual can go and live this so-called good life that you think you're going to have because you decide to date interracially, the bigger picture is what you are doing is you are obliterating your phenotype. You are contributing to the extinction of your phenotype, dark skin and nappy hair. And as you can clearly see from this picture, you are obliterating that dark skin and that nappy hair. So you need to think long and hard about the decisions that you are making when you listen to these people that are encouraging you to swirl. Right, Nikki Justice, it's genocide. It's just straight up genocide. You know, and it is a reaction. Swirling is a reaction to pain. It is a genocidal reaction to pain. It is psychological warfare. The philosophy of swirling is psychological warfare. And unfortunately, dark-skinned women and Black women are being used to peddle this psychological warfare onto other dark-skinned women. And it's really sickening. It's really sad to see that this is happening. And y'all asked for it. Y'all got to remember, you asked me. You came to me, the dark-skinned activist, and you tried to shove this swirling thing down my throat. But it don't work like that with me because I'm not weak. I'm not looking at my race. And I'm not saying, let me go out and get me a non-Black man because I'm so weak that I can't stand in the struggle and fight and build up my Black nation. Anybody that is saying, let me go out here and step outside of my race and go find me a white man or go find me a Puerto Rican man or any non-Black man because I want access to resources, because this is a lot of reasons why, some of the reasons why these swirlers are doing it. This is just common sense. You want access to resources, which obviously we know that white people have more access to resources. But you have to look at the origin story of how did they get access to more resources than Black men and Black people. You're leaving out the history of the oppression of Black people in terms of how is it that white people, white men, how did they get to be the kings of the economic hierarchy? It happened through oppression and slavery, and you are perpetuating that. You are, this is the psychosis of this is actually it's sickening. It's illogical. You want to live a better life. You want to live in nice houses. You want to drive nice cars. You want to eat at nice restaurants. You want to have bigger bank accounts. You want to so-called be seen as more beautiful and feminine. all at the expense of the genocide of dark skin and nappy hair. You will enjoy yourself as an individual. As an individual, you may get access to all of those things, but look at what you're doing to destroy the collective of dark skin and nappy hair. Look at what you are doing. And can you really look yourself in the eye and be proud of yourself as a dark-skinned Black woman, knowing that you have contributed to your own genocide? It makes no logical sense. No matter how it's dressed up, they can dress it up, they can make it look good, they can make it look glamorous, they can make it look sexy, they can make it look beautiful. But let me tell you what the reality is. The reality is swirling is genocide. That's the reality. That's the reality that dark-skinned women need to face. That's the reality that dark-skinned women with nappy hair that look like me, as you can clearly see on that picture, I am dark-skinned with nappy hair. The reality is that your swirling will get rid of that phenotype. That is the reality. That's the reality. And you complain, a lot of you, and I've complained myself. I said many times that mixed race and light-skinned women have privilege among the Black men in the Black community. But dark-skinned women, how can you make that complaint when you would be creating light-skinned and mixed-race women by virtue of swirling? Tell me the logic of that. I would like for somebody to show me the logic in that. Please, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I'm waiting for someone to show me the logic in a dark-skinned woman who says, I'm tired of the light skin and the mixed race women being the first women to be chosen by Black men. So I, as a solution, I am going to go out and I am going to swirl and I am going to procreate offspring that is the reflection of that privilege. Explain that. Please explain this to me. Y'all have to make this make sense. If you want the dark-skinned activists to swirl, please make that make sense. Push aside the glamour and the glitz, because they trying to push this swirling as something glamorous to Black women, but I see right through it. I'm not going for it, and I'll go up against every last one of you on an intellectual level. That's why they won't debate me, because they're going to lose. Why do y'all think these Black women on YouTube, they know who I am? They, in fact, they knew who I was before I knew who they was. They knew who I was before I knew who they were. Let me repeat that. They knew who I was before I knew who they were. But they won't debate me because they know that their argument for swirling is flawed. Okay? They know this. It is inherently flawed. This is the reason why these women are afraid to debate the dark-skinned activists, a Black dark-skinned woman that is standing up bold enough and honest enough to say we have to save Blackness by bringing the Black man back to the dark-skinned Black woman in balanced numbers, by repairing. I'm not running away from my problems. Swirlers, swirling, you're running away from your problems. You can't escape your Blackness, though. That's another thing. Because they swirl, let me tell you something. You're still Black. And by virtue of being Black, you can't escape the legacy of what it means to be Black. You can glamorize, you can lie, because what you're doing is lying to dark-skinned Black women and selling dark-skinned Black women a dream. You cannot run away from the legacy of being dark-skinned and Black. You cannot run. You can try to hide, but you can't run. You can't. Darkism is global. It's global. And you can't run. You will always have your darkism wake-up call. You are not going to automatically, because you go swirl, you are not going to automatically be able to distance yourself from the legacy of what it means to be Black. Swirling does not do that. Swirling does not automatically wipe those things out. You are still Black. You are still a Black dark-skinned woman. That is a fact. And you will still experience darkism. In fact, you will become a part of the biggest group of perpetuators of darkism. You are part of the problem. So please do not fall for this glamorization. Don't do it. Percy Sherrod, thank you for your donation. You said, Rashida, you are going to lose it when you hear what the rapper Fredo Bangs said. Darkism. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And you might be right. Oh boy is all I can say. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for anything. Celeste Shu said, Rashida, you should leave swirling out of darkism. Swirling for Black women is about self-preservation. Celeste, do you understand the flaw in your logic? Swirling is darkism. Darkism is swirling. When you swirl and you procreate, you will give birth to a biracial child, which will receive privilege because of their skin tone. And that, Celeste, is darkism. So even if I wanted to leave swirling out of darkism, by default, I could not. See, you're under the delusion that you can escape it. I'm baffled here that you don't see the flaw in your own logic. You're saying swirling for Black women is about self-preservation. It's not self-preservation. It is the demise of dark skin and nappy hair. That is not self-preservation, Celeste. You can't make the argument that is. You said swirling for Black women is about self-preservation. You are not preserving your dark-skinned, nappy-headed self when you swirl. You are creating darkism because the children that you give birth to will not be dark-skinned with nappy hair. Therefore, that is not self-preservation. It is self-obliteration. Swirling is self-obliteration for the dark-skinned, nappy-headed woman. When you can prove to me that a dark-skinned woman and a non-Black man can give birth to a dark-skinned child with nappy hair, then I'll become a swirler. When you can prove to me that a dark-skinned, nappy-headed woman can give birth to a dark-skinned, nappy-headed child as a result of procreating with a non-Black man, then you will see the dark-skinned activist become a swirler. Nikki Justice just said it will never happen. And Nikki Justice, you are correct. It's not going to happen. That's not how it works genetically. And again, I could be proven wrong. I'm not the end all that be all. Prove me wrong. Go find me a case. Swirlers, this is what I'm challenging you to do. Find me a case of a dark-skinned woman dating, marrying, whatever the relationship may be, where they come together and they procreate a child, and that child comes out dark-skinned and nappy-headed. I'm talking about the real Black hair, which is nappy hair. Show it to me, and then I'll become a swirler. Show it to me. Show it to me. I want to see this with my own eyes. Then I'll become a swirler. Other than that, it makes no logical sense regarding the mission of dark-skin activism and the eradication of darkism. It makes no sense. And understand me, people, understand me very clearly. I want you to understand that I have nothing against any race. I have nothing against any skin tone. No matter what people try to say, I know what's in my heart and mind. You're not going to define for me how I feel about human beings. And I am not for the genocide of white people. I am not for the genocide of Mexican people. I am not for the genocide of Asian people. I am against genocide in any form. So why would you encourage me, swirlers, to be genocidal regarding dark skin and nappy hair? Why would you do that? Why? I don't understand. Why would you expect for me to do that? Let me read what Miss Law is saying here. Miss Law says, you're right, but a lot of black women are jumping ship as like the black men. And it's sickening to me because you all are committing an act of genocide. You mean to tell me that you're so weak, you're so distraught, that you do not understand that we must continue to fight to preserve ourselves through marrying each other, building families, and continuing the self-love of blackness. You do that by marrying a black man or a black woman. That's how you do. There's no other way, people. This is not rocket science. There is no other way there is no argument that you could use to get around the fact that swirling is genocide. There is no argument. There's no argument. There's no argument that you can bring me to disprove that swirling is not genocide. Show me the argument. For those of you that are disagreeing with me, please show me a valid, logical, truthful argument that swirling does not produce dark-skinned, nappy-haired genocide. Melanie Sims says, Lauren is a beautiful dark-skinned child. Can you imagine if you had swirled, Rashida? I absolutely could not. Thank you very much for that. And I couldn't, because since the time I was like 19 or 20, I've always said I wanted a dark-skinned child with nappy hair. Why? Because I love myself. I love the reflection of myself. I want to reproduce myself. I wanted to reproduce a dark-skinned child with nappy hair. And that is exactly what I did. And I am so proud of my dark-skinned, nappy-haired child, because she is the reflection of me. My daughter looks just like me. I wish I had some pictures of myself when I was a little girl. My daughter, Lauren, looks just like me when I was a little girl. Just like me. I had a lot of nappy hair on my head, just like Lauren. I had this beautiful dark skin, skinny, precocious. That child looks this spitting image of me when I was a little girl. And I absolutely am so over the moon excited that I produced a dark-skinned, nappy-haired child. A dark-skinned, nappy-haired child. And the reason I say that is because I am a dark-skinned woman with nappy hair, and I love the way I look. I love the reflection of myself. Lauren is the reflection of Rashida Strober. My daughter, Lauren, is the reflection of Rashida Strober. Let me see if I can go and might be able to pull up some pictures of Lauren. For those of y'all that have not seen my beautiful dark-skinned daughter, she's absolutely adorable. Child is absolutely adorable. There she is. I was homeschooling her. Kept her out of school because of the coronavirus. And let me see if I can pull up some pictures here of her. I know I got her here. There she is. That's Lauren. This child is so beautiful. Dark skin, nappy hair. She got sister locks. And why would I want to not reproduce myself? Just think about that. Why would I not? And I'm not sitting up here saying that mixed race children aren't beautiful or white children aren't beautiful. That's not what I'm saying. So for the people that would come on here and lie on me, like y'all, a lot of y'all lie on me. Some of y'all don't tell the truth. There's Lauren again. That's my twin. Okay. Some of y'all don't like to tell the truth. But that's not what I'm saying. There she goes again. My beautiful dark-skinned daughter. I believe that all children are beautiful. She's stunning. Looks just like me. I'm simply saying, why is it wrong to want to reproduce and continue dark skin and nappy hair? Why is it wrong? See, swirling assumes that it is wrong. An inherent assumption of swirling assumes that it is wrong to want to reproduce your dark-skinned, nappy-haired self. And we wonder why dark-skinned children feel like they're ugly. We wonder why dark-skinned children with nappy hair view their hair as bad. Swirling, you are contributing. The philosophy of swirling contributes to the worldview of dark-skinned children with nappy hair. Okay, it just does. We have dark-skinned children out here every day. That little girl that was on social media who called herself ugly. She was dark-skinned and she had nappy hair. Swirlers. Swirlers. Did you see that? Or do you not care? Or is that the reason why you swirl? So you won't have a child that says, I'm ugly. Is that the reason why you're running away? Instead of you fixing it, instead of you repairing it, you are causing more problems. You are contributing to the problem. You are saying that dark-skinned children, dark-skinned little girls don't have a right to feel beautiful because they're dark-skinned and because they have nappy hair. Dark-skinned little boys don't have a right to feel handsome in their dark skin. You are part of the problem. And that's the ugly truth that they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that. They just want you to feel like this is a glamorous lifestyle. They want you to feel like you're going to achieve more wealth, more status. You're going to achieve an easier life when in fact you are actually going to be a part of the problem. You're going to join the problem. You're not going to be the solution. You're not. Instead of you understanding and realizing that all Black men are not a part of the negative stereotypes that society would have us believe, and go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to stand up and be a woman, a Black woman about mine. And I'm going to find me a good Black man, because I know they there. There's millions of Black men on earth. And I'm going to get me a good Black man. And I'm going to build. I'm going to build with my Black man. Instead of you doing that, you want to take what you think is the easier route, which is actually the route to destruction and demise. It's just sickening. Really is. It's sickening, and I'm very sad about it. And you got to remember, you asked me for my opinions on this swirling thing first. For everybody that got a problem with me talking about swirling, and furthermore, I will talk about any motherfucking thing I want to talk about. You don't tell me what the fuck to talk about. That's how that goes. You have been stealing and ripping off my work, you Black women on YouTube, for years with this colorism and darkism thing. You're not going to tell me that I can't speak on swirling. If I want to make 100 videos on swirling, I will. You're not going to tell me what to speak on. We're going to get that real clear. Because they like to, I noticed that some of them like to come and tell you what you don't have a right to do. Really? Well, I'm here and I'm speaking on it. And it's because you asked me for my philosophy and opinions on swirling. You better be able to handle it, because I'm giving it to you right now. Dark-skinned women, I want to encourage you to not swirl. I want to encourage you to exercise one of the greatest acts of self-love that you can exercise, and that is reproducing yourself with a Black man. Because we know that Black people, whether it's a dark-skinned woman with a light-skinned man, a dark-skinned woman with a brown-skinned man, a dark-skinned woman with a dark-skinned man, or a light-skinned woman with a dark-skinned man, a light-skinned woman with a brown-skinned man, a light-skinned woman with a light-skinned man. There's multiple combinations here. We know that we can produce dark-skinned, light-skinned, brown-skinned. We can produce it all. I'm asking dark-skinned women to continue to love themselves and not to swirl. Love yourself. This is about self-love, dark-skinned women. At the end of the day, I want to encourage you to love yourself. When you swirl, that is not self-love. That is not self-preservation. And stop. It's another thing. Don't be a weak mind. Don't be weak-minded. Don't let some of these Black women out here, they are trying to convince you to come around to their way of thinking. But in this instance, their way of thinking is not correct. Now, I would never tell someone to not do something that may be beneficial to them. And I would never tell someone not to use their own brain. That's why I'm telling you, even when I talk about dark skin activism, I'm not the end all that be all. Go do your research. Don't just sit here and listen to me on YouTube or listen to other YouTubers. I want you to actually think for yourself. Don't do that. It's okay to understand other people's point of view. That is not what I'm saying. I'm a scholar myself. I study other people. I study other ideas. But at the end of the day, I critically think. And what I'm encouraging you to do before you make a rash decision to self-destruct, do your research, do your due diligence. Think about what you are doing. Think about this long and hard. Don't just sit there and listen to folks up on YouTube. They don't have your best interest at heart. They don't. And I'm here to say it. Think about what's best for you. Do your due diligence. Do your research. Do your research on the dark skin activists. Do your research on every damn YouTuber, no matter how big or small, that's putting out information. That is your right to decide. You, the people. You. Us YouTubers don't run your fucking brain. We don't run shit. At the end of the day, let's keep this real clear. I don't give a fuck how many subscribers a person has. I don't care if they got 1 subscriber or 1 million. That's not the issue. At the end of the day, it is the people that decide. And that's what I'm respecting. I respect the people. You have a brain. You can do your own due diligence. What these YouTubers are saying is not the end all that be all. Do your research on these ideas. Don't just follow these people blindly. Don't follow Rashida Strober blindly. I don't want you to follow me blindly. And I've always said that. RBR Network, shout out to you. You said we invite the part-time sisters and the AM ones of the world to join us in promoting dark-skinned sisters. You can love your black race even if you're light-skinned. And I agree with you 1,000%, RBR, because I've never disparaged light skin. I've never done that. I don't know why people always lying on me. I've never disparaged light-skinned people. Light-skinned people are black. I said mixed race people are not black. That's what I said. And I'm not disparaging mixed race people. I'm simply stating that a mixed race person is not a black person. Okay? So I just want dark-skinned women to understand what they're getting themselves into with this whole swirling thing. I just want y'all to understand that the grass is not always greener. I just want y'all to understand that it's okay to love your black man. They're trying to pit us against our black man. That's what they're trying to do. Don't you see that this is war? Don't you understand this? Oh my God. It wasn't enough. Slavery wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, the pain and suffering that we suffered during slavery with our communities, our African communities being destroyed. That wasn't enough. Now you want to bring swirling into the mix? It's okay to love black men. It's okay to love black women. It's okay. It's an act of self-love. I love black men. You are my black kings. You are at the top of the hill. You are my everything. And I fucking love you. And I'm never going to stop. And there's some bad ones and there's some good ones. Just like there's bad ones and good ones in the white race. Not all white people are bad. Not all black people are bad. There are good people in all races. So why do you want me to demonize my entire race? That's darkism. Why do you want me to do that? Why do you want me to run away from my black man? Why? Why do you want me not to reproduce myself? It's horrendous. I can't do that. You know, I talked to my son last night. Shout out to Raheem. I love you, Raheem. I raised my son Raheem to love Black women and to one day marry a Black woman. He'll tell you this. We got to teach our sons this. We got work to do. This is what we got to do. What you say, Rashida Strober, what is the answer? It's to continue to work to improve our race. That's the answer. It's very simple. It's not to run away from our race. It's not to run away and give our, someone said, brain drain regarding Africans that will leave the continent and become educated in the Western world and take their resources, their brain resources, their economic resources that they've garnered as a result of their education, and not bring it back to Africa. It's swirling is the equivalent of the brain drain. That's what it is. We're taking, and I do believe that a lot of the Black women, I see you as valuable. The dark-skinned Black women, I see everybody in my race is valuable. You're valuable. You're taking your resources, your beautiful, wonderful resources, and you're giving it away instead of taking those resources and planting those seeds within your own race. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you allow people to pit you against your Black? And Tisha, you're saying mammies. I'm not a mammy. Because I love Black people and I love my Black man, that makes me a mammy? Really? Let's look up the definition of mammy. This whole term going around with of mammies. It's just, it's so sad. It's so sad. Let's see. Mammy definition. Let's look at the definition of mammy. Some definitions. The definition of mammy is, first of all, it's a disparaging and offensive term that I've heard these swirlers call Black women who love Black people and who love Black men. The definition of mammy, a Black woman engaged as a nurse to white children or as a servant to a white family. So if that is in fact the definition, which I believe that's the correct definition, you are using the word mammy incorrectly. To you swirlers that are calling pro-Black women mammies, you're actually using the term incorrectly, because the historical term relates to Black women engaged as a nurse to white children and as servants to white families. That has nothing to do with being pro-Black. Let's look at some more definitions of mammy. You called me, you brought the term up to the person in the chat. You the one that brought this term up. I'm addressing you. The mammy is an archetype portraying a domestic servant of African descent who is generally good-natured, often overweight and loud. The stereotypical mammy is portrayed as obsessively servile, or acting in a protective or in protective of the interests of whites. So again, to the swirling women, that refer to pro-Black women as mammies, you're actually using the word mammy in the wrong context. As you could clearly see, it historically relates to Black women who were in servitude to white people. So do not call me a mammy, because I'm not in servitude. If we want to be honest, you should be applying the term mammy to swirlers, because the definition fits what you're doing more. You are in servitude to non-Black men. Let that sink in for a minute. Think about that. These women are calling pro-Black women swirlers or mammies. But the actual definition means that a Black woman has been in servitude to whites. So we can make the argument that because you're swirling, you are in servitude to non-Black men, which would then make you a mammy. So perhaps, Tisha, you should find a historically accurate term, because the irony here is that the term actually fits the swirlers and not pro-Black women. Because as a Black woman that is pro-Black and that loves Black people and love Black men, I would be serving in a good way, of course, in a just, righteous way, the Black man. If I'm in a marriage, for example, in a relationship. But the term does not apply to that type of servitude. So you're actually speaking about yourselves, swirlers. The irony. Tisha, I'm not mad. I just dropped cold hard facts. I'm not mad. I just dropped cold hard facts. Anybody could go and look up the definition of mammy, and you can see that it doesn't apply to a pro-Black woman. It applies to a Black woman that has historically served white people. Why would I be mad about that? You are the one that is not using the word in context. You should be upset, not me. I'm just dropping facts. I'm a historian. That's what I do. God74, thank you for your donation of $20. I appreciate that. You said thanks for what you do. Thank you. And on that note, let me get on. I want you guys to make sure you contribute financially to me, because I am producing the Dark Skin Activist Tour and I am in need of funding. So I thank you for making that donation to the chat, the super chat, but please make the donation to one of my other financial platforms. The reason why I ask, because YouTube takes a long time to pay you, and I need cash now to be able to pay for expenses around producing my show. So please go to my GoFundMe or my Cash App or my PayPal. And I'm putting the links, guys. If you look at the chat, you will see that I am continuously putting the links to my PayPal, my Cash App, and to my GoFundMe in the chat. So please, please, please go there and make your donations. I'm encouraging you to do that. I need to raise more money to produce my show. I have to pay for the venue. I have to pay for the travel. I have to pay for the tech, and I have to pay for the pay-per-view live stream. So please, please don't make donations to the super chat. I know I got it open, and I do thank you. I do not want you to think that I'm being ungrateful. I'm not. Okay. Please make a donation to one of my financial platforms. Again, you can go to my GoFundMe, which is right there on the screen. You can go to my Cash App. My Cash App is $, Rashida Lala. That's my Cash App. My PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And of course, you can see my GoFundMe on the screen. I put the link to the GoFundMe there. And all you need to do is click. Let me put that link in there again, because I'm not sure if it's showing up. It's very important that you guys make a donation because this is how I continue to produce the Dark Skin Activist Tour. My GoFundMe link is there. So please, 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 and no, I do not accept food stamps for my tickets to my show. I don't have anything against food stamps. People need them, but I don't accept no food stamps. I can't do that. I can't legally do that. So that doesn't make any sense. Okay. No, I do not accept Yaki hair as payment. Y'all trying to be funny, but it's all good. I'm asking those of you that support my work, go to my GoFundMe right now and make a donation. Again, where does this money go? It simply goes towards me producing my show. It goes towards me paying for the venue cost. It goes towards me paying for and I'm going to drop each one of these links in here individually. I'm going to drop the Cash App link, or the Cash App name, should I say. There we go. I'm going to drop give me a second here. I'm going to drop the PayPal, which is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And I'm going to drop the GoFundMe. So please go and make that donation, y'all. I need to raise as much money as possible so that I can continue producing these shows. Y'all know I put on when I produce these shows. People that have seen my show, they know that I am the real deal. I do not play. This is what I do. This is what I do, and I'm the best at what I do. And I do it for the people because I appreciate the people. And, just go make that donation. And I really do appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate everything that everyone has done for me, all of the supporters out there, because I do have a lot of supporters. And I'm very grateful to y'all. And I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting for the hearts and minds of dark-skinned women, because this is what dark-skinned activism started with. It started with me speaking about my dark skin experience and what I went through. And of course, it spread to help other dark-skinned women. And not only to help other dark-skinned women, but to help dark-skinned Black men. Because y'all got to understand, we are nothing without each other. We're nothing without each other. The Black man is supposed to be with Black women. The Black man is supposed to be with dark-skinned women. It's a natural thing for us to be together. So why would y'all sit here, you swirlers, and encourage dark-skinned women not to be with Black men? Why would you do that? You are going outside of your nature, is what you're doing. You're going outside of your nature. Understand me clearly, dark-skinned women. When you do this, you need to understand that it is not a natural thing for you to not be with a Black man. That's not natural. Exactly, Shorty Womp. You said they want to breed us out, and you're right. It's not dark-skinned women. It is not, no matter how many people in this world will try. Because I used to think at one time, I used to actually stupidly think, but I had to slap myself in the head and wake myself up. Well, maybe there is something wrong with me being with a dark-skinned man, because people would look at me and my ex-dark-skinned husband. They would look at us funny and have the nerve to ask if we were brother and sister because both of us are dark-skinned. I'm like, what? They will try to mess your head up and make you think that it is something inherently wrong with you as a dark-skinned Black woman being with a Black man, and in particular, a dark-skinned Black man. The nerve. This is what these people will try to do. This is how sickening this has become. And when you really start to think about it, if you really take your time and you start to think about what is going on, what is taking place, you will realize that there's something wrong here, that there's something not right about this picture, that there's nothing wrong with me being with a Black man. And no one, the funny thing is, no one does this to other races. They don't try to convince other races. I don't see a campaign, a swirling campaign, with Asians. I don't see that. Show me a Asian swirling campaign. Show me a Mexican swirling campaign. Okay? Show it to me. Where is it? Show me an Indian swirling campaign. Where is it? It seems like these types of campaigns only turn up in the Black community. Y'all, explain that. You got to, that's what I'm telling you. I want you to critically think about what is going on here. Why is the swirling campaign so heavy only in the Black community? Why do you not see white people doing this? Why do you not see Mexican people doing this? Asian people doing this? Indian people doing this? Why don't you see them with swirling campaigns? Why is this movement so strong in the Black community? Why would you do this to your own people? I don't understand that. I do understand that, but it's a rhetorical statement. Think about that, y'all. Dark-skinned women, I'm talking to y'all. Think about that. Think long and hard about that. Vanessa West, and I'm going to read some of y'all comments here because I'm addressing you head on. I'm addressing you. I don't know if you're a swirler or not. I have no idea. But you coming up in this chat and you are making statements to me, and you said, Rashida, stop trying to shame and police certain dark-skinned Black women's romantic choices. Let those Black women be happy. You just need to focus on the Black men that want you and leave dark-skinned Black women swirling alone. No, ma'am. That is where you're wrong. Because I don't know if you just coming on this chat, but I clearly explained to you that I started the dark-skinned activist movement. I started this conversation on colorism. I brought it to the internet. And as a result of that, over the years, I have had so many Black women come to me and ask me, why don't you swirl? So y'all brought this to me. It's actually the other way around. Don't you dare sit there and tell me that. We're not going to do that. Y'all brought this swirling thing to me because y'all actually tried to force me to swirl because I kept talking about what is going on with Black men and women. And y'all actually tried to force swirling on me. So don't you dare do that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Nope. You brought it to me. You brought the swirling thing to me, and now I'm addressing it. And you mad now, you pissed off. Some of you don't like the fact that I'm addressing what you brought to me. The irony. They can't be even honest enough and say that, Rashida Strober, we came to you and we asked you. I've the comments on my YouTube videos, the people that have inboxed me on Facebook. Y'all brought this swirling thing to me. Y'all tried to get me to swirl. That's the truth. But you want to sit up here and act like I'm forcing dark-skinned women to do something. No, ma'am. That is not the case. I'm here to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That's what I'm here to do. And y'all tried to cram this down my throat by continuously asking me questions about why I won't swirl. And now that I'm here addressing it, you want to try to flip it and make it seem as if I am forcing non-swirling and Black love on dark-skinned Black women. Vanessa West, stop. Stop. You got another comment on here. Let me read your comment. What swirling Black women are doing is none of your business. Focus on getting your colorist. It is my business because, again, this woman isn't listening. Now you're just making rash statements. I just told you clearly that for years, swirling Black women have came to me and tried to get me to swirl. swirling Black women have came to Rashida Strober, the dark-skinned activist, for years and tried to get me to swirl, thereby putting me in the swirler's business. So, Vanessa West, you don't make any sense. You're not speaking based on facts. Doesn't make any sense. You can't even be honest and tell the truth. And one thing about me, I've always been an honest person. I've always told the truth. I've never stolen from another Black woman's YouTube platform. I've never stolen from another Black woman's platform. I've never done that. So why are you angry when I come on here and tell the truth about how swirling Black women over the years have approached me, trying to convince me that the solution to end darkism is to swirl? And now that I'm coming on here publicly and stating my case and telling you why I don't think that dark-skinned Black women should swirl, you're mad. Make it make sense. Y'all came for me first. Y'all swirlers came for me first. That's a fact. That's a fact. I was always talking to Black men, trying to rebuild and repair the relationship between the Black man and the dark-skinned Black woman, and swirlers inserted themselves into that. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. How dare you? How dare you sit there and not be honest, Vanessa? How dare you sit there and not be honest? And Tisha, you telling Vanessa, you said she's bitter, she's mad, she'll be all right. What am I mad and bitter about? Please explain to me, what am I, because I see I got some swirlers in this chat. Now, I'm not going to block them. What am I mad and bitter about? Explain to me, what am I upset about regarding swirling? There's nothing to be upset about. I don't swirl. I don't interracially date because I already know the damage that it could do to my community. And the arguments that I see by some of these swirlers as to why they swirl, I'm reading your comments, Vanessa, because I'm dealing with you head on. You said Black men are swirling 3 times more than sisters and sisters are, and they're colorist. So talk about Black men. Stop trying to, I'm not going to read that. Police, dark skin, swirling Black. You all are wrong. That is my point. You all are contributing to darkism. I've always said that. I've always said that. I've never wavered. I don't flip-flop. The only time you'll see me change my stance, you are going to have to bring me a shitload of evidence that is true and exact and righteous to refute what I'm saying. I'm not a flip-flopper like that. I have said from day one that my goal and mission is to bring Black men and Black women back together, not to tell Black men to go swirl, not to tell Black women to go swirl. That's anti-dark skin activism. That is anti-dark skin activism. So the argument that Black men are swirling, that does not move me, because my mission has always been to bring everybody Black back together. I want to bring the Black man and the Black woman back together because I don't want to see the destruction and the demise of my race. I have always taken that stance, and I will never, ever, ever waver from that. You can't get me to waver from that because I'm not genocidal. The dark skin activist is not genocidal. Let's be clear. I would encourage dark-skinned women to think about the future generations. Think about whether or not you want to see dark-skinned people with nappy hair on Earth 100 years from now, 200 years from now. Think about that as you make your decisions regarding whether or not to swirl. Think about that. Think about that. Do you want to see dark skin and nappy hair 200, 300, 400, 500 years from now? And I think deep down in your heart and in your soul that you love Black men. I think that you're just a little bit misguided because of the influence of some of these people on the internet. But I think that deep down in your heart, and it's okay to continue to love Black men. You don't have to be afraid of that. I think deep down in these women's soul that they know that their rightful place is with a Black man. They know that. It's an intrinsic thing that you will not be able to rid yourself of because you decide to swirl. So think about that. Dig deep. Dig deep. Thank you, David Strong. You said, I wish I could find a sister like Rashida. They're there. I'm not going to allow people to put out this false narrative that there's not any dark skin and Black women that love Black men and vice versa. They're all over the place. Black love is all over the place. These people want you to believe that. But let me tell you something, David. They are there. We're here and we ain't going nowhere. I just want dark skinned women to dig deep in the face of people that are putting out information to try to convince them to get rid of themselves. Dig deep into your soul, into your heart, into your mind before you make such rash, genocidal decisions. Dig deep. And I love you, Black men. I love you. I love everything about you in terms of course, the good qualities and characteristics. I love you, Black men. Okay? And I believe that you love Black women. I believe that the ones that are bashing Black women, I think you love Black women still. Just as I believe that the Black women that are telling Black women to swirl, you love Black women. You love Black love. And that's what you really want. You don't really want to swirl. You're doing it as an emotional knee-jerk reaction. That's not what you really want to do. You want to be within your rightful nature, which is to love the Black man and the Black man to love the Black woman. That is what you really want to do. And I know it. I feel it because I'm a dark-skinned Black woman myself. And I've gone through some shit with some Black men, but I know that all Black men are not that way. And I know I can find, and I have found, and I know that there are millions of Black men out there that are good, decent, loving, caring, kind, wonderful human beings. And there are Black women out there that are good, decent, kind, loving human beings. And we just have to find each other. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So have faith. Thank you, David. Have faith in you, Black people. Have faith in Black love. Have faith in building the Black family. Have faith in the Black man and the Black woman. The mission of dark skin activism and the dark skin activists, no matter what anybody says, is to bring the Black man back to the dark skinned Black woman in balanced numbers. And I will never, ever, ever, ever be defeated. I will never, ever stray from that goal, no matter how many people want to fight against that. And I invite you to join me in the movement, the dark skin activist movement that promotes the love between the Black man and the dark-skinned Black woman in particular, and the Black man and the Black woman in general. On June 26th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rashida Strober, the dark-skinned activist, I'm going to be in the building in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to be presenting to you my dark-skinned play called A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge on the Dark-Skinned Activist Tour. Now, you can purchase my tickets and you could be anywhere in the world and watch this show. You do not have to be in Atlanta. I repeat, you do not have to be in Atlanta. You can be in New York. You can be in the UK. You can be in Texas. You can be in Arizona. You could be in California. You could be in Virginia. You could be in Maryland. You could be anywhere in the United States and watch this show through pay-per-view online live stream. And here's where you get your tickets at my website, darkskinactivist.com, darkskinactivist.com, darkskinactivist.com. And when you come to darkskinactivist.com, you click that buy now button for that pay-per-view online live stream, and it'll take you to the ticketing page, and you can purchase your ticket from anywhere in the world. A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, the play is worldwide. Get your tickets right now. They're on sale right now at my website, darkskinactivist.com. Now, if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, I want you to come out and see the show live and in person. I'm going to be at the White Label. You go to darkskinactivist.com and get your tickets. I said darkskinactivist.com and get your tickets and come on out to the show. I'm going to be at the White Label performing. The address is 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Unit M. I said 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Unit M. The location is called the White Label. It is the premiere of A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. When you tired of being black and ugly, a play written by Rashida Strober, the undisputed champion of dark skin, the queen of dark skin, Rashida Strober, the world's first and only dark skin activist, presents A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge with raw honesty. Rashida Strober's A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge tells the true story of what it's really like to be dark-skinned and female. Dark-skinned and nappy-headed, the main character, the Joma legend, has been through hell and back being dark-skinned. Throughout her entire life, she's been branded the black, ugly, unlovable one. She's watched her dark-skinned friends and family go through the same pain, living as a dark-skinned female, fed up with being black and ugly. She decides somebody gotta pay. A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, June 26th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your tickets from darkskinactivist.com. Once again, darkskinactivist.com. It's going down. Now, thank you, Kirtland Young says, I will watch in June. I can't wait. This suspense should be fucking fire. I can't wait. David Strong says, watch them come out with a Swirler's Revenge afterwards. Well, if they do, then that's infringement. I mean, come on now. I created this shit. I told you, people are always plagiarizing and copying off of me. Like, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, it's crazy. For those of you that want to support the work of the dark-skinned activists, here's what you could do. You can go to one of my financial platforms, one of them which is my GoFundMe, and make a donation to help me produce the show. That is where I really need assistance at to make this show grow bigger, to produce more shows across the United States, to get it on a tour. So what I need you to do is go to my GoFundMe and make a donation. And I'm going to put the GoFundMe links there. The GoFundMe link is right there. You can also go to my Cash App. My Cash App is rashidalala, and you can make a donation. Once again, the Cash App is rashidalala, and you'll put a $sign in front of rashidalala, and I'm on Cash App. So go there. You can also go to my PayPal and make a donation. Now, my PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Now, you could choose whichever one of those platforms you want to go to. but I'm asking you to make sure you donate. And I want you to know that I'm laser sharp focused on the mission. I will not sell out for money. I will not sell out for views. I will not sell out for YouTube subscribers. I am laser sharp focused on bringing the Black man back to the dark-skinned Black woman. And that's what I've been on from day one. I never flip-flop. I never sold out, and I'm not going to do that. There's people out there that want me to do that, but this is the mission that God put me on, and I will not back down from this mission. I am here, and I will not stop promoting Black love. I will not stop promoting Black love. And a dark-skinned woman's revenge, the dark-skinned activist tour does exactly that. And I don't care if it takes me 1,000,000 years for you haters out there. I'm talking to you. To raise $1 million, I won't sell out. I bet you I could sleep at night knowing that I'm continuing dark skin and nappy hair, and I didn't sell out because I ran over here to date or marry a white man to get some money, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, and I'm not going to encourage Black women to do that. You try to take shots at me, and you pick at, you go in on the amount of donations that I've raised. You go in on the amount of subscribers that I have, but I haven't sold out. If Swirling is selling out and getting more subscribers and donations, guess what? Rashida Strober will not do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm not selling out. I'm not selling out because I love myself. I love myself, and I'm not selling out for money. I'm not selling. That's what they're doing. Y'all listen to me carefully. A big part of this is selling out for money, and that's self-hate. You do not love yourself. You are passing it off as if you love yourself, and you don't. And you want me to change who I am as a dark-skinned Black woman. You want me to change for money. You want me to swirl for money. I'm not doing that. I ain't pimping myself out like that. I will never do that. I am satisfied and confident in my Black man. I am satisfied and confident in myself as a dark-skinned Black woman, as a Black person, and I don't have to sell out for money and views. I don't have to do that, and I won't do that. So I'll be the last dark-skinned woman standing that's still with Black men if that's what it takes. And y'all can go over there and y'all can sell out for money and what you think you're doing. But what you're really doing is you are committing genocide. And I will never, ever, 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 ever back down. And I will never, ever, 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 ever sell out. You got my word on that. Well, we don't operate like that over here. So you could take that somewhere else. You could take that somewhere else. Understand me real clearly. I'm not selling out. I don't care if I had 1 subscriber. I'ma still stand. I'ma still stand on Blackness, on dark Black, jet Black skin, pitch Black, dark Black, jet Black. And all the money in the world, from the swirlers will not make me change. You better understand me very clearly, because that's a big part of it. Somebody in this chat, you try to come for me. They want me to sell out because they feel like you'll get more money, Rashida Strober. You'll get more views if you swirl, Rashida Strober. You'll get more support. I won't sell out. I won't sell out. I won't sell out. I won't sell out my dark skin. I won't sell out my dark skin. I won't sell out my dark skin. Never. 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 Ain't gonna happen. I could be homeless and broke down. I already been homeless. That's what you're dealing with. You better understand the mentality that you're dealing with. Already been homeless. And I ain't sell out then. When I was homeless on the street. Do you know how many white men done tried to come for me? I could have been did that. That's easy. That's the easy way out. Swirlers are taking the easy way out. Trust me when I tell you this. Harriet Tubman, I love you. Harriet Tubman, you never took the easy way out. I love you. Okay, I will never sell out. Never. It ain't gonna happen, swirlers. It's not going to happen. All the money in the world, will not make me turn my back on black men, will not make me swirl. Gale University says, facts, too lazy to build a world with black men. They choose a fantasy world opposed to something real. Let me read what you said again, because that's very important. You said facts, too lazy to build a world with black men. They choose a fantasy world opposed to something real. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what it is. Instead of them putting their time and energy into building the relationship between the black man and the black woman, they take that energy and they think that swirling is going to solve the problem. And it's not. It's not. It's not. I stand with you, black men, and I'm going to forever stand with you until the end of time, until the day I leave this earth. I'm going to die loving the black man and the black woman. That is what I'm going to do. And I thank God that I'm not a follower. I'm not weak-minded. I can use my own brain, and I can love myself, and I can persevere. And I persevered through all the storms on YouTube. I'm not new to this. I created this. Y'all ain't bringing me nothing that I ain't been through before. I done lived through the death threats for talking about dark skin. See, you ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin until you heard Rashida Strober do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You ain't been taking the hits for dark skin. You ain't been taking the hits for dark skin. You ain't been taking the hits for dark skin until you seen Rashida Strober do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin. You ain't been talking about dark skin until you heard Rashida Strober do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And I'm gonna keep on doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it. Better understand me clearly. Better understand me clearly. That's right. Long live the black man and the black woman. Long live the black man and the black woman. Long live the black man and the dark-skinned black woman. Make them black babies. Make them dark-skinned black babies with that nappy hair, that good nappy hair. Make them jet black, pitch black babies. Keep on producing those jet black, pitch black. I said jet black, pitch black. I said I ain't black enough. I said I need to be reborn blacker. I need to be reborn blacker and nappier. Blacker and nappier. The blacker the nappier. The blacker the nappier. The blacker the nappier. The blacker the nappier. That's what we need to do. Keep on reproducing blackness. That's right. That's what we got to do. Reproducing blackness. I said purple black. I said blue black. I said black, 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 black. I said black ain't even black enough. I said midnight black. I said blacker than that black shirt I got on. I said blacker than them black glasses I'm wearing. I said blacker than my black hair. I said blacker than black. Keep on reproducing black. That's why they mad. That's why they mad. Because I'm promoting blackness. Blackness. Black. Dark skin. Swirling does not reproduce dark skin. Swirling does not reproduce nappy hair. The black man and the black woman reproduces black. 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 All black. Everything black. All nappy headed. That's what I want. That's right. That's right. It's what we have to do. It's what we have to do. Blackness. And I'm going to fight against anyone that wants to get rid of my blackness. Lorraine Soles, you said swirling puts our children in the suburbs with good providers. So you mean to tell me that you're so weak-minded to believe that you as a black person with a black man cannot go out and build and put yourself in a suburb or put yourself in a good neighborhood? Is that what we're saying? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You see, this swirling philosophy assumes the weakness of blackness. It assumes that blackness is inferior. And it just doesn't make any sense. And that's why I'm against it. Dark skin, nappy hair is not inferior. In fact, dark skin and nappy hair is the epitome of blackness. Everybody, the human race came out of dark skin and nappy hair. So how can you make such a false, rash assumption? You are not making any sense, Lorraine Soles. Weak. Weak. And I'm not saying that the black community is not in dire straits. That's not my argument. What I am saying to you is that swirling is not the solution to that. What I am saying to you is that we have to stay within our community and work to build it, work to strengthen it. And when you leave the community, you weaken the community. We can see that when black people who have made it to a certain position in life, to a certain class station in life, when they decide to leave what people would call the hood or the ghetto, then they weaken the community. But when those black people decide to stay, they strengthen the community. And this is why I will always love Michelle Obama. This is why Michelle Obama is one of the greatest dark-skinned women of all time, to me. This is why Michelle Obama is important to dark-skinned activism, because she understood that concept at a very early age. Michelle Obama is a beautiful black woman, beautiful dark-skinned black woman. And I will never forget when Barack Obama was first getting ready to run for the presidency, and people were bashing Michelle Obama. And people in the media were bashing her because of her thesis that she wrote when she was a student at Princeton. And I went and I read her thesis. And after I read this woman's thesis, this is when I loved Michelle Obama, because I realized she was a real one. She was a real black woman for black people and for black love. And Michelle Obama's thesis, and you can go and read this, I'm paraphrasing now. Her thesis, the synopsis was basically that she asked the question, should a black person who has obtained an Ivy League education, should they take their education and abandon the black community and go look out for themselves and build up their lives? Or should they take that Ivy League education and go back in the black community and rebuild and help the black community? And she put forth arguments that were for and against in that thesis. This is a brilliant woman right here. And she wrote this thesis when she was young. She was in her 20s. She was a young woman writing this. It wasn't something to where she got older and she said, no, this was in her heart from a young age. And the conclusion that this woman came through to, she said that the black Ivy League educated individuals should take their Ivy League educations and go back to the black community and build. And that's when I said, this is it. This woman right here loves black people. And from that day on, I was a fan of the great Michelle Obama. I always loved this woman. Always loved this woman. because I saw from there, I said, this woman loves Black people. This woman loves Black people. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. This is what I'm saying. This is what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to take the resources that God has given us naturally, and we are supposed to take that as individuals and put our minds and our hearts together and build up our Black community. All the other races do it. They see clearly that this is what we got to do. Hispanics, whites, Jewish people, Asians, they all take their human resources and they build their Black communities. Black people are the only race that will not see the value in doing that. We will come up with movements like Swirling that are anti-Black. And I submit to you, dark-skinned Black women, that will be your demise. Your saving grace is to build with a Black man the Black community. Once again, I want to invite everyone to attend my play that's coming up on June 26th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to my website, darkskinactivist.com, darkskinactivist.com, and get your tickets. Tickets are on sale right now. Now, you can watch the show from anywhere in the world, from the comfort of your own home, because it's pay-per-view live stream online. So make sure you purchase your tickets. Save the date, June 26th, 7:30 p.m. The live stream pay-per-view production of A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge is going down. Get the tickets at darkskinactivist.com. You can get the tickets at darkskinactivist.com for the Atlanta production of A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge, where you can come out in person and see the show. I'm going to be at the White Label in Atlanta, Georgia. The address is 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Unit M as in Mary. And you come out and watch this fire production, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. And you will have the treat of being exposed to the Darkism talk that's going to take place immediately after the show. Those of you that want to support the production, I ask that you would go to one of my financial platforms and make a donation. You can go to my GoFundMe, my Cash App, or to my PayPal. My Cash App is $Rashidalala. My PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, that's icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Make a donation right now, because your donations will help me to continue to produce the Dark Skin Activist Tour. And I'm putting the information in the chat. The information to where you can donate will also be in the description to this live. So I need everybody to make sure you go to my financial platforms and make a donation today. I need everybody to make sure that you save the date, June 26th, and attend A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, and make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you will be updated and notified when I go live. It is the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober, standing strong, the undisputed queen of dark skin, the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the first platform in history for dark skin, known as dark skin activism.